This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
The Mulatto, or Lumulator, is a short story written by the African-American writer Victor Sejour in 1837 that is commonly considered to be one of the earliest fiction works by United States American people of color. The story originally appeared in French, the native language of the author, in the Paris-based journal Revue des Colonies and was translated into English only at the end of the 20th century due to the earlier laws of the southern states prohibiting the dissemination of anti-slavery literature. The narrative of the story focuses on the life of the slave Georges, who also happens to be an illegitimate son of his master, and his relationships with his master. Through the events depicted in the story, the author demonstrates the negative effects of slavery on both society in general and the lives of separate individuals. This essay will analyze how Sejour creates his anti-slavery message with the help of such literary devices as characterization, plot, and irony. The main slave characters in the story are portrayed with sympathy and certain admiration, such description being in sharp contrasts with the portrayal of their cruel and egocentric master, Alfred. Georges' mother, Lisa, is described as a beautiful Senegalese slave who is as pure as the dew from the sky, while his wife, Zélie, is referred to as the virtuous slave, full of noble indignation. On the contrary, Alfred, the powerful and wealthy white master, is characterized in negative tones from the onset of the story. He treats his slaves as his possession, thinks only of his well-being, and believes his status gives him entitlement to do as he pleases. The protagonist, Georges, is the son of the slave and the master and inherits the qualities of both sides, which makes him a conflicted and complex character. The author uses characterization to govern readers' perception of the characters and, in doing so, makes them question the established view of slaves and their owners. In The Mulatto, the author plays with different life scenarios to show the rigidness of the slave-owning system. At the beginning of the story, Lisa gives in to Alfred, but eventually, the master becomes bored with her and sends her away to live in dangerous conditions. Later, Zélie chooses an alternative action and turns down Alfred's advances, which leads to her execution. Similarly, Georges is unable to find happiness either when he sides with his master or when he opposes him. After defending his master in the fight, he finds Alfred to have ungratefully sentenced Zélie to death and swears to drink his blood in revenge. However, after killing his master, Georges realizes that Alfred is his father and commits suicide. Thus, the story underlines that there are no easy ways out of the system. The use of ironic plot twists in the story showcases the dangers of slave ownership for the whole society. When describing Alfred's rejection by Zélie, the narrator exclaims, "What irony!" highlighting the first shift in the power relationships between the master and his slaves. Later in the story, Alfred is forced to relive the pain he inflicted on Georges when executing Zélie, and, ironically, this time, the powerful master is the one who is feeling helpless and pleading for his wife's life. With this ironic turn of events, the author demonstrates that even the slave owners cannot feel safe in the existing social system, as their status does not protect them from the harm they have done to others. Being an anti-slavery story, The Mulatto not only describes the sufferings of the slaves owned by cruel masters, but also accentuates the dangers of the slave-owning system for the whole society. To convey his message, Sejour makes use of such story elements as characterization, plot structure, and irony. The combined effect of those literary devices creates a powerful image of the perils of slavery. If you want to find more works like this essay on The Mulatto by Victor Sejour, the critique of the slave-owning society, head over to ivypanda.com. It has a collection of free samples with thousands of submissions covering virtually all academic subjects. No registration required to access it.